She's someone's people's princess.
Watching Ramona Singer, it's like I'm watching Trump.
You need to be 27 to listen to Lana Del Rey.
Girl, cancel Ramona Singer. What's gonna happen?
Not you trying to like consciously uncouple with your therapist.
You can't put that up here.
You didn't hear from me, but.
Real this-pians.
Workshop that. But okay.
Naysayers. Say-somethingers. Say-sowers.
We need to find a name for Let Me Say This stands. So if that's you.
People locked in. Let me
DM
know.
us.
Anyway, might remember that I am looking for a new therapist. I found one.
Yay.
And I'm thinking about firing her. And it's like a lot of worksheets that she's giving me. It's a lot of like reading material, but she does this thing where she will only send me the like attached PDFs like minutes before our meeting for us to like read along together and like talk about. But you know me, I'm like, I want to like know in advance. I need to like be a little bit more off book about the things that we're discussing, you know?
I didn't realize you were in school.
Well,
you're doing homework.
It feels a little bit like homework. And I, brought this up to her. I was like, I like to just like read it in advance and then internalize it and take notes and then come to our meeting with like things to discuss.
Our meeting, like it's a corporate Zoom call, not like therapy to help you process your life better.
I don't know how you go into therapy. I go with a list of things to talk about. I have an agenda, and sometimes we kind of talk about stuff, and I'm like, yeah, we don't need to talk about that so much. What I actually wanted to get to today, that's just like the A segment. That's kind of like just to kind of like let's like shake it out. Like that's like getting loose.
Yeah, that's just kind of the intro to the podcast episode.
Right. No, like I'm like that was just kind of like the cold open. Like, oh, she said that to me, I said that to her. Like that's nothing.
So what's your history of therapy, my love?
Well, due to having divorced parents, I've been in therapy on and off since like literally 5 years old. I had a therapist, I can't remember what her name was, but I really liked her. We'd like play dolls together and she would like ask me how I feel about their divorce.
Yeah.
I was pro.
You said good. Anyway, pass me Susie over there because I'm gonna.
And then when I was in high school, I went to therapy again, and I hated that motherfucker. Oh my God, yeah. I don't even like. I just felt like he was like an executive who was like just so like infantilizing and so like dismissive of all of my feelings. I was like, I'm Greta Gerwig making Lady Bird, and this is a man who's like not voting for it to win Best Picture. Like that's what it was giving in these therapy sessions. I would say things. He was like, that's not that important. Because I was like, I was transferring high schools, and that was like such a big decision on my life. It felt at the time, and he was like, it doesn't really matter where you go to high school. And I was like, bitch, fuck you.
Okay, but he ate with that because it doesn't. Says the girl that went to Marlboro School.
I don't want to talk about this LA private school network. Oh my gosh.
I said, oh my God, don't even worry about that. Don't worry about that stuff. It doesn't even matter. Meanwhile, like Steven Spielberg's children went to my school, and I'm like, it doesn't even matter. Don't worry.
Why don't you drop one more name, actually?
Antonio Banderas, actually. Oh no, wait, his daughter didn't get in. But
you are the most foul bitch on earth. You're talking about people who didn't get into a high school. Oh, you are ugly inside and out.
Oh my God. You know, that's actually the truth. And one day the Thisbians, the naysayers will unfortunately figure that out. Maybe by episode like 50. Real heads will know that I'm secretly a hater.
Anyway.
But I'm a lover of therapy.
So you go into therapy without any agenda?
You just say with a sparkle in my eye and a vibe in my chest, and I just talk.
But don't you feel like you're wasting your own money? It's like if I'm paying for this, if I'm paying to talk, I want to make sure that we talk that talk.
But I think it's only because I've been in cahoots with my girl for so long. Like
how long have you been going to her?
4 years.
Okay, yeah.
So I think like we have that now. We kind of built that, and like if you asked me 4 years ago, of course, coming with a plan. Actually, my therapist now was my former relationship therapist, and then I won her in the divorce.
Ooh.
I asked, of course.
You are lethal. Oh my gosh.
Asked. I was like, I just want to make sure you're comfortable with this, but like...
You're like texting her on the side.
Yeah.
I was like, no, that's my girl. Loki, I'm taking her with me when I go. Oh, that's so mean.
And the kids. Give me the dog. No, and thankfully my ex was like really supportive of that. I was like, yeah, you guys seem to be linking and building.
Like, that's really nice.
She was always on your side.
She's like, she'll lead you right back over here. Yeah. I love that.
But yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, I had been seeing my therapist for like 4 years, and then she got pregnant with a Leo and had to like go on maternity leave.
Yeah. What was the thing you said? Only one Leo in your life. Did you say that?
Oh, well, when she told me she was pregnant, I was like, and she told me like when she was going on maternity leave, and I was like, oh, so you're having a Leo? That's what I just heard. She's like, I won't see you for 4 months. I was like, oh, but you're having a Leo.
More importantly.
Like that. And yeah. And then she was like, I feel like you're trying to like distance yourself from like me. Like you're like being like, so like, and I was like, maybe. But then I was walking the street and I was like, damn, I miss her. Like, I miss us talking.
Not you trying to like consciously uncouple with your therapist.
I know.
Like, how do we do this
like
ethically?
She said it and I was like, dang. Months later, I was like, she was kind of like low-key right. But my new therapist, I like her, but she's just like not interested in my lore. You know? I'm like, I'm trying to tell you, like, I'm trying to play the hits. And
like this, like what film that like made an imprint on your life, and you're like trying to talk to her about that, and she's like, let's actually focus back on the divorced parent situation.
Well, it's also if like I talk about like work stuff, I'm like, there are only so many times I can get into the weeds of like what it means to me that Joker comes out on like the day it comes out, like like what it means to me. Like, oh, I have to see Megalopolis. I'm sorry. Like she's like, I don't think she like really like gets like, she's like, this can't be a real problem in your life.
And maybe she's right for saying that. Maybe she's onto something
like,
there.
No, it's like, I'm talking about, oh, I feel so like raw. My energy is so raw because I'm watching so much Housewives. And she's like, I don't understand this, how this matters in your life.
With the love in my heart, which you know is fucking overflowing always, I find it hard to believe you've been in therapy since you were 5. You're giving me newbie sometimes. Because if you're coming to my therapist's office, I'm saying leave Real Housewives at the door. We're not bringing that in here, in this space. Okay?
No, it's like, oh, what was I talking about one time that I heard? Oh, I know. I was talking about like this scene from The Departed where Matt Damon and Vera Farmiga are moving in together, and Vera Farmiga is like trying to like put like photos of her from like her little like suburban upbringing on the wall, and Matt Damon is like, you can't put that up here. This apartment is too nice. You need to like put all that shit in a box. And I was like, that's how it feels like moving in. I was like, that's how I feel decorating my apartment. And I'm like, oh, I'm paying money to recount this.
Yeah, when you could just talk about it on a podcast.
Or if I could just fucking shut up.
Yes.
Like, or I could do that instead.
Let's get to the deeper thing under here. Jesus.
But anyway, so the new woman,
I know you're paying them some good money too. I know they are cashing out with your ass.
Yeah, it's expensive up here. It's expensive up here. But my new woman, I was like, I don't know if we're like vibing or whatever. And then we were having a conversation. She totally clocked me. And I was like, oh, I actually can't fire her now. Cause like she did do a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were like unpacking I don't know how obsessive and like how in my own head I can get like something isn't exactly right, you know, and how like that really, really, really just drives me crazy. And she's like, well, why do you like just asking like why again? I was like, ooh, I'd hate to be on the other side of her celebrity interview, you know, like I'd hate to be profiled by her. It would be like career ending. Yeah.
So she clocked your tea.
Yeah.
And now you said, oh, you ate that. you might be able to stay.
I was like, ooh, yeah, wait. I was like one part of me was like, the other part of me was like, ooh, wait, say more.
I'm like one of those toxic people though, where I think I'm like above therapy. Like, I'm like, wait, I'm just like, at this point, I'm so well adjusted. I'm just keying out with my girl. And then Erin does her magic. And I'm like, oh, so that's trauma from 12 years old that I didn't process. Right. And 13 and 15 too. Okay, got it. So I'm gonna keep working then.
Yeah, I think I gotten into a rhythm with my old therapist. Where, like we would talk about my parents up and down, and my new therapist is like totally not interested. She just like only wants to hear about like what I like. It's so much less about like the roots of all of my trauma and more about like, but how are you moving and operating in these spaces, places, relationships? And it's like, oh, geez, like that's too loud.
Wait, that's interesting. I think I've gotten to a point where I'm like finding myself open to new kinds of therapy or like wanting to lean into what might be hyper specific, because I feel like as smart women, most of the time, I feel like it's really easy to like over-intellectualize your feelings. It's like, no, I get where this is coming from. I obviously understand. And then I do that thing where I'm like, well, I don't want to just process it. I want to like figure out an action. I want to do something. Like I want to
yes.
That part I struggle with, being like, oh, if I'm just talking about emotions, I can do that already. I journal religiously every single day. Shout out to the morning pages. Technically, I haven't really done them yet.
I do morning pages too. It's called Reddit Influencer Snark. And I click those pages. No, but I do. It's funny because I read that, I didn't finish it, but the book Attached about like attachment theories.
Yeah.
And one of them was like a sign, like a type of emotional immaturity is like over-intellectualizing your feelings, which I do a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I'm very insightful. So
I'm like, I want a life coach actually. And my therapist is like, let's baby steps, babe. Like,
I
let's
have
take
a
it
life
down.
coach for you. Her name is Countess Luann de Lesseps.
Oh, Jesus. You know what? And I have a book for you that I know you haven't cracked open. I have a book for you, listeners.
God.
If there is retinol in your skincare routine, you know what you need? You need to buy the book, Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents.
Why did I think it was going to be called The Click? Like
that too,
no,
right after.
Those were sacred texts in my home.
I want one on the left hand, one on the right.
like that level. Oh, that book went triple platinum. Can books go platinum? No.
Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul too. Throw it in. Do a bundle.
Whatever
bundle and save.
happened to those?
They fell off. They needed to.
Now it would be like avocado toast for the teen soul. The way that.
Ew.
Sorry.
Let it go. Buy the book though. Buy both the books. Click and Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents. You're welcome. Save you the time. Save you the therapy. Save you the bill.
Don't do that just yet because this week I won the lottery. I've won. Our long national nightmare is over. I get 10 minutes to talk about RHONY, the Real Housewives of New York, uninterrupted. Peyton will just sit there and nod.
Like this.
More of that. No. We will also be talking about a little Lana Del Rey. I almost said jumping the broom. No, Lana Del Rey getting married. Lana Del Rey is now a married woman. And did you watch the trailer for Baby Girl, the Nicole Kidman A24 movie? Because we did.
Yeah.
And we have a lot to say about that. I will say, spoiler alert, Hunter Harris Dickinson, watch this space.
Don't forget that we have a bonus segment that drops every Thursday on Wondery Plus. Today, we'll be talking about celebrity brands, namely how Blake Lively expects to sell hair care with some... Wait, this is so Hunter that I'm not going to change it in my head now.
No, read what I wrote. Read what I wrote.
I'm going to read what Hunter wrote. Today, we're talking about celebrity brands, namely how Blake Lively expects to sell hair care with some half-hearted, greasy scalp selfies. The Hunter Yvonne Harris hater just came out there. So subscribe to Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts to get up to date.
So actually, let me just say this.
Let me go ahead and say this.
Are you looking for a home for your worst opinions?
Are you a hater first and a lover of pop culture second? Consider this a glorified group chat, but we're not calling you out. No, we're calling you in. It's a safe space
to talk shit.
But, of course, from Wondery, I'm Peyton Dix.
And I'm Hunter Harris.
And this is Let Me Say This.
Let me say this.
Let me say this. Imagine if it was us on the vocal track the whole time.
Let me say this. Let me say this.
Do you know what I'm going to say already? Off top.
Yeah, but do it.
I'm gonna, okay, so there's some learnings that need to happen. Okay, so there's some teachings that need to be done. And I'm talking about the Real Housewives of New York.
Yeah.
Because, okay, like some RHONY backstory, okay. There were 10 or 12 like truly immaculate seasons of television. I'm talking about white women behaving in a way like off the charts white womening. I mean, stuff that I'm talking about Scary Island. I'm talking about Countess Luann. I'm talking about Cabaret, Sonia Morgan, her Cabaret, pre-Luann Cabaret. I'm talking about like, there was a scene in like season 2 or 3 of RHONY where a woman, she walks into a room and another woman starts shaking. She's so like triggered.
Yeah.
And just like triggered by this woman's like absolute cuntiness. Like that's what we're talking about when I talk about the classics.
Real true players.
Real true players.
Okay.
And then due to, just racism, Bravo like wiped the slate clean. They're going to do a whole new reboot, reset of the entire series. And they had, that's like the Jenna Lyons entrance, Sai De Silva, Uba Hassan.
What's Bryn's last name? Whitfield or something?
Yeah, Bryn Whitfield.
Sure.
So like new players. And before I had like watched OG RHONY, I thought the new RHONY was like good. I was like, this is Housewives. It's like, shallow. They kind of fight about stupid stuff, but it's like entertaining. But now that what did Eric Adams say? Now that I've sat at the table of success, oh baby, I can't go back. I've been settling for scraps. I've been settling for castaways. I've been settling for. I'm like Ratatouille before he got into the kitchen when he's like trying to steal acorns to like make food for his like.
Wait, Eric Adams is kind of original RHONY core.
Oh my god! I'm shocked that I've never seen him on any episodes of RHONY before.
Yeah,
because he's kind of everywhere, and
Yeah,
they don't
maybe
really
not
go to
yet.
Brooklyn.
Maybe
They
it's
don't really go to
coming.
Brooklyn except for the Alex McCord seasons. But like now that I've seen OG RHONY, let me tell you. Okay, let me say this.
Okay, put your hand down.
Let me tell you, I'm on season 10 right now. In the course of, I'll say 8 episodes, Luann de Lesseps has got married to a man who cheated on her on camera. She was confronted with him cheating allegations on camera.
What do you mean? Like he's making out with another woman or something?
Another housewife, Bethany Frankel, had photo of this woman's fiance making out with a woman in a hotel bar.
Mm-hmm.
And she was confronted with this on camera.
Do they show the audience the clip?
Yeah.
Or the photo? Or
Yeah,
the still?
of course. This all goes down on camera.
Yeah.
And Luann marries that man, Tom D'Agostino, anyway.
Okay.
Then they get divorced 7 months later. And that's like their divorce occurs like right before the reunion. And like when the show comes back, they like just had gotten divorced.
Yeah.
And then she does blackface on Halloween. She says, I am newly divorced. I'm coming out. So I went with my little bronzer and I put a big fucking afro wig on and she's Diana Ross for Halloween.
So that's normally how it goes. Yeah.
And then after that, she gets arrested. And when she gets arrested in Florida.
In the Diana Ross wig?
No. This is like 2 weeks later.
That had me pressing play. I was leaving this podcast recorded right now.
No, she gets arrested in Florida because her ex-husband throws a party on the boat where they had their engagement party, like literally less than a year prior.
Mm-hmm.
And her friend Ramona Singer texts her way to get invited to that party. This is some real down ass bitch shit. That's what I'm talking about. Like, we're losing recipes.
We are.
Nothing on nothing on this new RHONY where it's like did you watch the first episode?
I watched the first season of the new RHONY.
Yes.
And same thing. I was like, okay, like I can see this building. But then I watched the first, I didn't even finish the first episode. I was trying to catch up for this podcast. And I honestly was like, I think I'm going to press pause and just have Hunter do the rest. Yeah. The stakes were so low, especially off of us immediately binging Real Housewives of Mormon Wives or whatever the fuck.
Secret, yeah. Whatever that's
same
called.
thing.
I
Yeah.
was like, I need my friend of like 20 years to be like secretly texting my ex-husband of 7 months. Like that's the kind of stuff I need on reality television. But like on the OG RHONY, these women who'd actually known each other for like 20 years, like, or at least had been in the same social circle in a way that is just a lot more compelling. And even because I started watching this like, a couple months ago, fairly recently. And in season 1, Ramona Singer does a vow renewal with her husband, Mario, who will later cheat on her and they'll get divorced. But in the background of one of those scenes is Dorinda Medley. Like is someone who became a cast member later, like 5 years later. It's like, that's how like, they are like in an actual like social group together.
Yeah.
And I think also like, these new women being a little bit younger is maybe part of the problem, but at the end of the day, they're just like, they live in reality. They live on the internet. Like they want to be liked.
Yeah.
And girl, cancel Ramona Singer. What's going to happen?
Nothing.
I've watching Ramona Singer. It's like I'm watching Trump. It's like she doesn't live in the same world as the rest of us. The way she talks, the way she moves through a room, even the way she blinks, I'm like, oh my God.
Wait, which one? Wait, Dorinda's the one with the short bob that's like, not well, bitch. That's like her thing.
Yes. We do have the same makeup artist, which I only learned, I was matched with this guy on Glam Squad. I love him so much. I was like, oh my God, he's been to Bluestone Manor.
That's probably the reason why you're like, oh, him, by chance.
No, I had no idea.
I was hoping you would like get tea.
No, I like requested a black makeup artist and we don't have anyone black, but we have this guy. And I was like, and I love him. Shout out Nico.
Wow, Glam Squad doesn't have anyone black. That feels like a cause for
just for that day, for the time I was trying to book.
Okay. Wait, okay. But I'm just, Countess Luann, of course, I know.
Yeah.
who's Money Can't Buy You Class? Is that
That's Comes to Win.
Okay, right, yeah. But
And
then
it can't.
Ramona has the crazy eyes, blonde.
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
okay.
yes.
I'm just doing my work. Well, do you watch Salt Lake?
No.
Okay.
I'm only fluent in 2 languages, RHONY and RHOA, Atlanta Housewives.
You're bilingual. That's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm like Yasmin on industry.
Shut up. Goodbye.
I'm a polyglot.
But I feel like the way people talk about, I watched like a bit of the first season of Salt Lake, but I feel like the way people talk about those girls is like, oh, they're off book. They did their homework. They prepped for this. Like they knew what it required to be a housewife and the kind of stakes that need to be involved to make good TV. And right now it feels like the RHONY girls are dropping the ball. They're skimming the text.
Yeah, I guess it's like, I mean, I think I'm having such like a negative reaction to this new season, mostly because in the back of my mind, I'm like, I have RHONY season 10 like on deck. I mean, we have these women. I think part of it too is that like all the women on old RHONY were like either single or about to be single, like about to get divorced.
She'll be cheated on in like 2 episodes. Yeah.
I mean, it's like you have, like they went on a trip together and Ramona and Luann brought back men. They had men hiding like under someone's bed damn near. Like Heather woke up and she started crying because she saw a random man in the house. And then the house manager on this villa they were staying in snitched on Luann and Ramona for bringing home a man. And he's like, I tried to ask him to leave, but they wouldn't let me kick him out. Like, that's what I'm talking about.
That's a role you would play in the like it's like a B plot character be like, well, you didn't hear from me, but yeah, that's very you if you're on the show.
That's the thing though. It's like now that my cup is runneth over, I know when I'm not being fed.
But do you have any favorites on the new RHONY? Or is there anyone that's like almost doing it for you? And of course, anyone you hate the most too. You know, I love that answer as well.
I think Jessel can hold her own. Jessel Tank.
Yeah.
And I think Uba can. But like, I'm sorry, Sai just like, ugh. Talking about a bitch who rubs me. Don't put that curse on me, devil.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh. I just find her like infuriating, you know? Like it's like, oh, I don't like at least Ramona and like always bitches like old and like crazy and like, you know, definitely racist, all of these things. But at least I'm like, oh, they're entertaining. With Sai, I'm like, I hate to hear you open your mouth. Like, that's how bad. I feel like, oh God, it like activates like euphoria in me where I'm like, I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress.
She takes a breath, you fast forward 10 seconds, you're like, oh my God, that was so close. Oh.
And I want to like Bren.
Yeah.
But the whole like, tell me how you feel this. Her whole like queer baiting thing, her whole like I'm looking for a lesbian, but also I'm looking for like, I like want to marry your dad. I'm like, ugh, this all feels like, this was like
contrived,
like a Judd Apatow character from like 2012. It's just like so like what?
I kind of like her. I think just in juxtaposition to the other girls, like she does kind of give like a fun little silly energy that like is a little bit more than what's her name from RHONY that was gay for that one episode. That should have been me.
Oh, I forgot that you were in an episode of RHONY. I forgot that.
And in that one, she makes out with a girl.
This was
like,
Sonia, I think, right?
Sonia,
yeah.
And so like there's that, and then I feel like Brynn at least is like a little bit more fun with it. My problem actually is that I genuinely like Jenna Lyons, and I don't want to genuinely like any woman on the Real Housewives like franchise. Like I don't feel like she works for this setting. Maybe that'll change because as we've like she's so closed off, and like her plights are ones that feel like the surface level thing, kind of how you do therapy, like a surface level thing, but it's like, let's get to the meat of it.
Kind of how I do therapy, bitch. Oh, sorry, excuse me, I've been hit.
Sorry.
Your Honor, I've been hit.
And I feel like it's just too, her little, once she gets called out on like never sharing, it's like always kind of feels like the premise of a conversation, not like the actual depth of it, or like there's no real stakes about her, and she's just too cool. And I say too cool, not that I think she's like gonna be off Myrtle and Wyckoff, like smoking a cigarette with Ella Emhoff, but I feel like she's cool, too cool for that Housewives franchise.
But see, no one on this cast is like a loudmouth. Like I need
Sai.
Listen, no.
All she does is yell.
But different from Sai. Like in the old seasons, I mean, obviously Bethany Frankel has become a such like controversial Bravo, well, not even controversial, just hated Bravo like personality. But like even in the early seasons when I found her like annoying, she's still like driving so much action. And like the real depth of feeling in a lot of ways is Bethany's relationships, not because she's like skinny girl, like powerful, makes more money and like is living out kind of the housewives fantasy of cashing in on something like bigger, but that the first like big drama of the show is her friendship breakup with this woman, Jill Zarin. And then it becomes like a different friendship breakup between her and Carol Radziwill. And it's like that depth of emotion where it's like, oh, I actually hate to watch like these two women not be friends and like talk around just being like, I kind of just like can't stand you anymore. Like I've like, oh, somebody's gone off. Like, I don't like you. I don't want to be your friend anymore. Yeah. Like this new version lacks all of that like actual complexity.
I hear that. What would you want there, like if you could predict, if you could write or at least script a bit of the next couple
if I'm making pitches, I would say we need a cheating scandal at the very least.
Okay, but for who?
Aaron and Abe. I mean, they're already kind of teasing it. They tease at the end of that episode, and I do think that like, especially now that Aaron's dad just passed away, and like in the season premiere, she talks about how her mother was diagnosed with cancer, and so obviously she's in a so difficult position. It's unclear of how much they're going to get into, like, I guess, Abe cheating rumors, which is like seems to be what they're teasing. But it's just there needs to be someone has to have marriage problems, and it has to be her. They tried to make it with Jessel last season, it didn't work. Like,
that was lazy. Yeah.
My first class king.
I know. Food influencer extraordinaire. Yeah. Okay, fair. I just need anything for Jenna Lyons. I need real stakes in her life.
I don't know.
I can't be like
I
sensitive
pressed play
to the sun.
on RHONY because listen, I had every J. Crew catalog in the year 2008.
Heard.
And simply, I'm like, she's not really getting anything. She just is kind of like, you know, like a real adult.
She's just doing what we all can see she's doing, which is using this for her advantage.
I see what you're saying though, but it's like there is that kind of like just back of mind self-consciousness where it's like these are women who are performing for like the internet and are so conscious of like how they're coming off and how people are perceiving them. Yeah. Where it's like, okay, if Ramona Singer walked in this room right now and I was like, girl, so confusing, get it together. Like, who are you? It's like, she would not care. Yeah. She would not care. Yeah. Like they are just you can't even, it's like, oh my, they talk gibberish. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Jenna Lyons, maybe we'll try those eyelash
extensions. People who are shameless.
They look kind of,
No, I'm all envious lashes all the way.
Oh, sorry.
So what's your homework assignment?
Pressing play on original RHONY. I'll get there.
Have a better attitude about it at least. My goodness, these are sacred texts.
I'll get there. I'll open the Old Testament.
Question for the culture.
What?
The Lana Del Rey thing. When she got on Instagram and was like, question for the culture. Why is it that every other woman can write about
and named only Black artists? Yeah.
But when I do it, it's anti-feminist. Yeah. Oh, I love her.
But all those girls have gotten got like one by one.
No, it's a prophecy.
Well, we'll circle back to that. But where's Lana now?
Girl, she is in Florida. No, she's in Louisiana getting married.
Yeah.
She's in Louisiana getting married. That sounds like a Lana album title, actually.
Yeah, it does. She's in
Louisiana getting married.
She's in Louisiana getting married. Yeah.
Bunny is a writer, and so is Lana Del Rey. No, Lana Del Rey, a couple weeks ago, got married to an alligator tour guide named Jeremy Dufresne. And I'm going to say this was the only wedding I've not been invited to this calendar year, if you would believe it. So Jeremy is 49. Lana is 39. It's his second wedding, her first wedding.
Yeah.
He also reportedly has 3 kids. So Lana is a stepmom. I can kind of see that perfectly for her.
I actually think she would be a great stepmom specifically.
That's what I mean.
Like she would love to step into those shoes. She'd be like, what's the quote?
And do you remember too, like that one billboard that she had in support of, maybe it was Tunnels Over Ocean Boulevard, or maybe the album before that. There was one billboard for the album in the entire country, and it's in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Because she put it on that man's drive home so that he would see it.
She is so the people's princess, but not the people that we associate with. She's someo's people's princess.
You're wearing a camouflage hat.
I know. You know what I was going to say? Is our aesthetic right now, you're kind of, bitch. You're something about this look is Lana to me.
Yes.
And something about my look is very alligator husband.
I
to
have
me.
a lot of blush on. I'm kind of like baby girl.
Yeah, you're
Like,
giving baby girl. You're like you would read Lolita, and I'm giving like I've just come from the swamp, from the bayou. That's cool.
Okay, I am shocked this is Lana's first marriage.
Absolutely.
But I'm also, I don't know, like this is so her.
I was gonna say, did it shock not the first marriage aspect, but this marriage with this partner? Did that shock you?
No.
Right.
Because like the whole Lana like kind of romanticizing like an age gap relationship, or like romanticizing like girl, pretty, hyper feminine, bows, all of that with like someone who, I mean, did you see the video of them like sitting on the side of a building leaning against it, him like chain smoking, her like showing himself on her phone? That's a Lana song in the making.
A dream relationship.
And it's like a love song too, which is so funny.
I love Lana down, but I know she went hard for those photos of Sookie Waterhouse and Bradley Cooper sitting in the park and Bradley reading Lolita to her.
Oh, 100%.
You know, she reposted that on Tumblr immediately.
Like
Love my
that
girl.
That is so her.
Yeah. I saw the Ride music video.
Oh, that's what I was about to say.
Do you remember literally?
Yes.
Wait, what was it? I want to literally pull up the lyric that changed my life. I actually remember watching the Ride music video and the intro monologue being like, oh, she gets it. And literally it's like, I was in the winter of my life and the men I met along the road were my only summer. I said, you were made for Tumblr. You were made for Tumblr. You did it for the people.
She was made for Tumblr. It's like, oh, I know she like watches a Terrence Malick movie and like loves all the wrong parts. Do you know what I mean?
Taking the wrong notes.
This is a girl who would love the Yasmin Robb, like absolutely dummy, stupid scenes in industry. Like, you know, she's eating those up.
I just threw my head so far back that my glasses fell off, and I'm just gonna keep them there. It's fine. I don't care anymore. Yeah, this union didn't surprise me at all. I hope it's the first of many marriages for her. She's a lover girl. This is just one of a few.
Something I do want to talk about though is that this was actually shocking to me too, that there were like no other celebrities in attendance. Like she's been going to Margaret Qualley and Jack Antonoff's wedding. She went to Karen Elson's wedding where she brought the alligator man. Yeah. But she like it didn't seem like there were any other celebrities there.
Yeah, I mean
it was like her family and his family.
It is funny to think about the thought of Taylor Swift in this situation though. Like just imagine what would happen.
But you know Travis Kelce could work that room.
Oh
I'm sorry,
he's shutting the dance floor down.
Like
he's shutting the swamp down.
He would be a fan favorite.
He is shucking and jiving with the alligators. Oh my God, absolutely. Wish that happened, in fact. Yeah, well, wait, she recently had posted about, I guess there was drones from neighbors being sent and disrupting her peace. And I guess it was the first real statement, if you will, that she made about her.
And, you know, I love that it was in an Instagram comment on, like, one of her own Stan accounts. Like, that is a down bitch. Yeah. I love it. I love it.
I still don't think she's accepted my request to follow her.
On Honeymoon?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's like, I mean, I'm sitting in Paul Mescal's requests on his, like, little burner.
Oh, the Finsta. Yeah. I'll find my way there soon. I feel like Lana has such a funny, like, charcuterie board of exes. Like you can make them up. It should be like a game to name the same way you would like say a whole sentence and it becomes an album title for her. Like you can make up like Swamp Man, Cop. Cops should be made up. But cops are made up, and it's like that's who Lana would date. Like only fictional character type things, or like it doesn't make any sense. But who she dated before?
Okay,
take me there.
The Tulsa Cop,
right?
A random musician, Clayton Johnson. I mean, they're like lots of like random guys. I was going through the list and I was like, I don't really know any of them except like, and then G-Eazy. I want this wedding to like not be in Vogue, but to be in like Country Living or like something like that. I don't know. Something feels like
something more local, like something like just that you can only buy in that town,
like Fisherman Magazine, Fisherman Weekly, something like that.
Exactly.
And it's like, oh my God, imagine like getting. I mean, we don't even know like what dress she was wearing. I mean, remember when she wore that dress to the Grammys that she absolutely got at the Tulsa Woodland Hills Mall Dillards.
Yeah, that was dark-sided. You know,
Mother of the Bride as gown. My goodness.
I'm so fine with her marrying this alligator man versus the cop because when she was dating the cop and when specifically that song, like not Mr. Officer, that's totally Lil Wayne, but like she had a song that was like, everyone knows I'm a good girl officer that started a trend on TikTok. that like we're all these little underdeveloped brains being like getting a cop to be behind them, and they like would mouth the lyrics and get arrested. And I was like, shut it down.
You need to be 27 to get on the internet.
Yeah.
You need to be, we don't allow under 27s.
You need to be 27 to listen to Lana Del Rey. Because it's not, unless you're in therapy at the same time.
If you watch the Ride video at a specific era of Tumblr where those gifs were going crazy, oh, no.
Yeah.
You should be in therapy right now.
Immediately.
Like, wow. Yeah.
So I'll take an alligator over a cop. We can do that.
And listen, I can find a lot of things, and I'm afraid to look up this guy's voter registration and because you already know.
Yeah.
But when stuff like that comes out about Lana, it's like I can't fault her. It's like all a part of her.
No, it's like, of course.
Lore. Yeah.
Of course Lana Del Rey dated a cop.
Like, she is just beyond the internet.
Yeah, that's her business. That's her thing.
Well, I wish them the best. Do you wish them the best?
No, I want her to get divorced. So.
You know who gave birth to me? Who gave birth to me? I'm talking about the 2004 movie Birth.
Because I was about to be like Julia Roberts.
Pop quiz, you passed. I'm talking about Nicole today. Nicole keeps a bag, Kidman.
Yeah.
Nicole, call my agent, Kidman. She stays working. I mean,
Booked and busy.
it's like, actually, when I was trying to count in my mind, she's done The Perfect Couple, that one Netflix series.
Yes.
She did
A Family Affair.
A Family Affair, the Zac Efron romantic comedy. Expats, the Apple TV drama that it was like end of last year, beginning of 2024.
Missed that one.
And it's Apple TV, so did a lot of people. I mean, let's be honest. And now Baby Girl.
Yeah.
The A24 movie that premiered in Venice.
Coming out on Christmas.
It's by the director of Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
Oh, we didn't realize that. Fun.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to have fun.
Okay, so let me read you the log line.
All right.
A high-powered CEO puts her career and family on the line when she begins a torrid affair with her much younger intern.
I love the word torrid.
This sounds like Taurus, bitch. I know you.
Yeah, I was like, what does it remind me of? Yeah, I'm logged in.
Okay, so the trailer.
Yeah.
The fact that like the first, like the recurring kind of thing in the trailer is like Harris Dickinson, who plays like the younger intern, saying "good girl."
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, Timothée Chalamet is filing a cease and desist because you know how he said "good girl" in Lady Bird.
Of course, about not having a cell phone. Of course, good girl. Yeah.
I love Harris Dickinson. I bought low, and I'm keeping, and I know the price has just gone up. Oh
Wait,
my gosh.
what did you buy low on?
B-Traps.
Oh, I don't even know what that is. But I will find out.
I'm an ally.
I'm gonna find out, and then I'm gonna pretend that I've been shooting.
It's about a queer young man who lives in outer like East Brooklyn, and he's closeted.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it, and I'm gonna
his dad
pretend
is
like I've been a
dying.
fan the whole time.
And he looks hot as hell the whole movie. I was like, ooh, like white beater.
Did you like him in Iron Claw? Oh
yes.
Okay, I thought you bought.
No,
I thought you bought low. You love this man. Ooh, that
you watch too much industry. You're trying to like wheel and deal. You're not at a terminal.
Call me Harper, bitch.
No,
Well.
I liked him in the Iron Claw, but the Iron Claw, like, it was so sad, but also it was just like, why does he have that hair? Like, why?
Added to the appeal to
There
me.
were so many things about the movie. I was like, I like it, but huh?
Do you like his hair in this?
Yeah, I like everything about him in this. I'm like, ooh, don't do
Jawline.
it with a like a suit,
Yeah.
with a
And
tie.
I feel like we've talked about this before, but every time I see Nicole Kidman, she is sexy in every situation to me. Like she finds a way to be sexy in any situation you put her in. And I think that's such a gift.
I'm talking about
She has
like
sex appeal.
I was like rewatching Big Little Lies like maybe a year ago, and the therapy scenes when it's like, why is she like having sexual chemistry with her therapist? Like a little bit. It was just like so like, wait, mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, everyone complains about like the lack of the mid-budget like adult movie, like movies that are not comic book movies, but like are not like super like romantic dramas, like whatever, but movies that feel like erotic thriller.
Yeah.
And everyone wants them, but only one person is walking into A24 and saying, let's make history.
Let's do it.
And her name is Nicole Giselle. I don't know her middle name.
Sure.
Kidman.
I would believe you if you said it. Yeah, absolutely. And everyone always wants to talk about Nicole Kidman's wig acting. Let's talk about Nicole Kidman's coat acting. Yeah, The Undoing, but her in that nice little trench. She was all buttoned up and coy.
Yeah.
Drinking her glass of milk that he made her drink. Yeah.
The costumes in this look like also crazy, like cool, like sexy. But I just like something that feels like watching this trailer, it feels like dirty, grimy, but also like, you know what I mean? Like kind of like freak nasty.
Yeah. I'm like, I hope that I feel the same way I felt when I watched Rachel Weisz spit into Rachel McAdams' mouth.
What is that, Disobedience?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh my God. Actually, speaking of Rachel Weisz, I just watched Runaway Jury. Again, she's so sexy in a scene on a trolley car with Gene Hackman. It's so crazy. She's so flirty. It's like, I'll have to send it to you.
They're cut from the same kind of like sex symbol cloth to me. Like they don't have to be in a sexy situation to be sexy. But Rachel Weisz and Nicole Kidman are pulling.
From that pronoun, I thought you were talking about Gene Hackman. I was like,
No.
girl, we need to talk about your pronoun usage because you say she, that, like you say pronouns. I'm like, what is the proper noun in this sentence?
I assign pronouns to inanimate objects like I am paid to do it. Oh my God, a Republican would hate to see me coming.
But then they would think, oh, that hat. Oh, that camo hat.
Gotcha. It says Harris Waltz on the back. But yes, I will say another, besides the coat in the trailer, there's a moment that I went, what? When I saw your man, soon to be my man, in a chain and a white tank and a hoodie. And they love to put a little chain on a white boy. They saw what Paul Mescal did in
Normal People.
And said, so let's remix that because the chain's kind of thick, low key, and hangs real low.
No, but I love it. The only thing that is like kind of tripping me up though is like, Mama, you have food at home. Do you know who she's married to in this movie?
Oh, thank you,
Antonio Banderas.
Thank you. Whose daughter didn't get into my high school. Anyway, it's a callback.
You are that is just so ugly of you to say.
It's happened. High school doesn't matter. But Antonio Banderas.
Tell that to the kids on Euphoria.
I saw Spy Kids.
Tell that to the people who are waiting for Euphoria season 3 that high school doesn't matter. Okay,
God.
not too much, sorry.
I know, focus. I saw Spy Kids and I saw Puss in Boots.
Puss in Boots, an animated movie, famously animated.
If you watch it with real eyes, okay, and that's a man. That's more than a man. That's a fine man.
But
I say you're gonna step out on it. Let's see. Maybe they can link and build all three of them. Would love to see that.
Maybe that would be crazy. I can't wait to see this movie. I'm loving just the idea of this. Just the idea of Nicole Kidman not on like a Netflix show that doesn't value her and not on a Prime show that also does not,
thank God,
value her.
And a beauty department that has budgets for wigs.
The wig is fine. Whatever.
Yeah, we could do a better lace front.
She just always takes it. Something, I mean, not like, just a detail in all of this that I am like very genuinely happy about is that there's so many like movies by women directors that are so in the conversation right now.
Yeah.
Like both for kind of award season, but also just like in the culture, like Baby Girl, The Substance, Love Lies Bleeding.
Yeah,
Hello.
I've heard of it.
La Chimera, Night Bitch, This Is Me Now, Dr. Jennifer Lopez, Attention Sneak.
You snuck a lot of things into that list, including J-Lo and including that
I
lesbian
didn't say
snub
Blink
at me.
twice, so does that count for something?
Oh, you left a black woman off the roster. Interesting.
I know it's not your ass talking about.
Curious.
Now I'm mad. Now I'm getting heated.
You brought this on yourself.
Whatever. Okay, Baby Girl. Tell me what it's like seeing me on the big screen.
Well,
I'm a baby girl, kind of.
If you act right and you're free, maybe you could be my +1. We'll see. Earn your keep.
What do I do with my high school diploma?
Yeah. Show me your high school diploma. You can come with me. There you go. Well, that's it for this week. As usual, we are 2 online, so you don't have to be.
Let me put a pitch into the universe.
Sure.
Hunter Harris Dickinson.
That is smooth.
Hunter Harris Dickinson.
I'll give you that. But you know what sounds better? Peyton Dixon. That doesn't make sense. Anyway, to the young white girls watching Lana get married to this alligator boy, get out of the bayou. Stay out of there. Not today.
Let me say this.